Welcome to Spaghetti on the Wall, where we throw ideas, see what sticks, and nurture those that do. I'm your host, Armando Leduc, an actor, entrepreneur, and coach, giving you insights that light up your world. We're here to explore the realms of business, marketing, and life, serving up a shot of inspiration with every episode. Ready to make ideas stick and grow them into something great? Let's dive in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you are consuming this podcast. Spaghetti on the Wall, back with another one. Alex Miranda in the house. Good to see you, man.
You too, my brother.
I appreciate you being on. It's been too long.
It has been, bro.
It's been too long.
Thank you for inviting me. Proud of your journey, and excited for this. Yeah,
super excited. So we have long history. The two of us, me and his brother Jose, roommate back in Augusta, really good friend, and that's how we got to meet. And so I've been appreciating this friendship for a long time. And then we started to work together with his company Virtrify. He has a virtual staffing company. And we're like, all right, well, let's go. And so we've been working with one of his recruits, Luz, for I think 2 years now. Like, she's been with us for a long time. Super valuable part of our team, and really great service that you guys offer. So before we get into all of that, give me the 2-minute version of how you got where you got. And I know it's 2 minutes, discuss like a whole lifetime, but give me the cliff notes.
Well, when I was born, no, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go a little further than that.
By the way, cliff notes, in case those of you that don't know what a cliff note is, back in the day when you would read a book and you didn't want to read the entire book, they didn't have AI or ChatGPT at the time, so you would read Cliff's notes, and it would he would summarize the book for you, so you didn't have to read the entire book.
There was also whatever for dummies, right? You could do the book for dummies.
Yes.
You could do Cliff Notes. Now I use Blinkist. Blinkist is an app that have you used it yet?
Not yet, but I've heard of it.
Blinkist summarizes books for you in like 8 to 10 like strong points. Basically gives you the golden nuggets of a book.
Right.
You don't gotta go read the book to get the golden nuggets and the point of the whole book. The new version of Cliff Notes is Blinkist.
There you go.
Anyway, so I got a minute left, so I'm gonna try to speed this up then.
No, your 2 minutes starts now.
Oh, okay, good. Thank God. All right. I've been an entrepreneur, Armando, since 2005. I mean, arguably, I've been since the fifth grade when I was mowing lawns and washing cars and selling candy in school. But officially, I started a branding agency out of college. And 3 years after that, I ran into big problems, payroll problems. The 2008 crash came, and I had like 12 employees. And my accountant told me that I could hire people overseas for like a lot less. I was paying dudes like $25 an hour. I'm talking about like $5 an hour. Same work. So that started me on the journey of using virtual teams in my agency. Then my clients started asking, well, hey, I see you're doing this. I want an employee too. And that transitioned me. I saw a big opportunity, which is helping companies build virtual teams to lower payroll costs or increase efficiencies or help them scale and grow. And that was a lot more lucrative because it's monthly recurring revenue for me than branding projects. Branding projects are one-offs, right? It's like real estate. Sell 3 houses and then you can sell none. So yeah, that's how I got into virtual staffing. It's just my own expertise in using it in my own business. And now I want to share that with other entrepreneurs.
There you go. Thanks so much for being on the show today. It was really good. You don't have stupid ass jokes like this the whole time. So let's talk about the entrepreneurial problem of wanting to delegate, but maybe not being clear about what it is that you need, not being able to delegate properly. Because I feel like that's a big pain point that a lot of entrepreneurs have, right? Is that they're like, I need help, but maybe I haven't sat down and created my SOPs well enough.
Mhm.
What do you say to those folks, and how do you guys help them so that they can get to a space where they're freed up enough to focus on that? Or can you guys find those people for them to help them organize their SOPs?
Was this like a way to get a free strategy session from me? Like,
Always.
the-
Well,
people,
that's
you
what I
can-
use podcasting. I use podcasting to solve my problems. I hope you know that. When I bring people on, I go, this is my problem, so go ahead and solve it.
Let's just make it that. Let's just be real, right? Let's just say it. Okay, Armando, here's how I'm gonna help you. No, you're right, Armando. It's not just you. It's me. It's all the people listening to this. We have a couple of issues going on. I think one is our ego. We think we're better. We think we know how to do it. I think that's a primary one up there. I think just not knowing how to delegate. Let's just be real with each other. That's another one. Another one that I find is that you don't have the softwares in place to delegate. So you say, okay, I need you every Monday to do this because I was doing this every Monday. Now I need you to do it every Monday. You need a project management system to do that. You cannot avoid a project management system like Monday, Asana, ClickUp, etc. Fill in the blank, Zoho, Basecamp, Trello. There's a million of them. Pick one. Pick one. Because that's
we've been using Go High Level.
High Level is
project management.
That's I haven't seen that.
It's not the best. I'm not going to say it's the best. I'm not going to say it's the best, but I will say that it has, because we had so many different software tech stack, right? Like Asana, and then Bloom Growth, and then Google Drive, and then this, and I was like, guys, we have too much stuff, so we moved everything into Go High Level, and every client now is the project. And you know how you have tasks in Go High Level. You can create recurring tasks. You can have deadlines. It's not, like I said, it's not as robust as
it's not meant for it. I've actually submitted a product request for project management in there. 100%. However, it's not their business model. Their business model is sales and marketing. However, we can figure out how to use High Level in many ways. But the point is, without that, Armando, how do you even delegate? So how do you know they're even doing the work? By the way, whether they're here next to you or in another country, you need project management systems. So the art of delegation, it does require some other tools in order to be able to effectively do it and manage it. And that's really the lack of those things, I think, are what stop the delegation process. And we just say, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. Because all the time that I've got to take to set it up, to explain to the guy, I might as well. They're just looking at it as that immediate problem. Like the same time, I just might as well spend 5 minutes doing it myself because it's going to take me 5 hours to set all this up. But that 5 minutes multiplied out is a lot of hours. And we're in this sort of right now economy. But a true entrepreneur has to be a visionary. And a visionary is someone who lives in the future. So they make decisions today about that future. And that future does not include them doing that task.
Love that. Say that again. I love that. Visionaries are what?
Visionaries are entrepreneurs that live in the future.
I love that.
So, yeah, we've got to stay in that future pace. And that future self does not do that task. So we've got to make the sacrifices today to live in that future vision.
Preach, man. I love it. I love that concept. So what you're saying is that people have got to have some sort of operational efficiency before they can bring on employees, right? Like if they can't just be, and I will say this, and I'll point at myself. When I first started and I hired a VA for the first time, they lasted maybe a month because I didn't have the time to train them. I didn't have the tech to hold them accountable. And it was just a cluster. And I was just like, well, now I'm just paying for this person to just sit. Yeah. Right. And so I was, I got frustrated, but that was at the very beginning, when
I run into that all the time when clients tell me, prospects say, oh, I've tried the VA thing. It doesn't work. I already know 10 times out of 10, it wasn't the VA. I already know it. Why? Well, that's actually the start of my story for Virtrify. Owning a branding agency, my clients would ask me for a VA. I was just saying, oh, well, my project manager's sister just graduated. Like, she needs a job, so I'm just going to throw her at you. And then a month later, they'd be like, no, it didn't work out. It was terrible. She was this, she was that. And what I started to find out was exactly what you just said. They just didn't know how to delegate. They didn't know how to manage them. They didn't have the things that I had already been setting up since 2008. I assumed, again, I didn't have the business, so I wasn't in that business. So I'm like, oh, well, here's a person. They'll figure it out. No, man, they don't think like me. And I don't mean that in kind of ego way. I went to school at Cornell for business, and they teach you project management. They teach you organizational behavior. They teach you standard operating procedures. It's what you learn in school.
Sure.
And so I knew those things were needed in a branding agency. So I had them going on already. When I brought on my virtual person from the Philippines, I already had a project management system. How are you going to design a bunch of nightclub flyers without a project management system? I already had one in place, but my clients or the people that I was sending them to didn't, and They were failing. That's when I knew that I had to stay in the middle. But if I was going to stay in the middle, I want to make some money for being in the middle.
Yeah. And this is a shout out to my boy, John Glon, who's our Bloom Growth coach. Are you familiar with EOS?
Mm-hmm.
So EOS.
EOS.
Oh, good. So we run on Bloom Growth. There you go. Right on. There you go. Bloom Growth. And I know John, if John's watching this, he's going to get all, he's going to feel a type of way about it. But Bloom Growth, instead of rocks, they're priorities, right? Instead of issues, they're O&Os, right? It's the same thing, just said differently, right? But what I learned was when we've been working with him for the last year and a half, and just helped us like grow tremendously.
Amen.
Here's a little hack that I found out, and I don't know if everybody is doing this or not, but the KPIs, right? That do you guys use 90 as your software?
No.
90.io?
No.
What software are you guys using for EOS?
Asana. We actually downloaded an Asana EOS template.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Somebody created one and we imported it.
Phenomenal. Right on. So we use Bloom Growth. It's a little different, but kind of the same thing. It's more geared for like the meetings, right? And keeping track of the KPIs, right? KPIs, quarterly priorities, the whole nine. Mm-hmm. So what I figured out was there was the reoccurring tasks that I was having my team do. It was something that I was like, well, I don't have to like necessarily give you this task over and over and over again, because you already know this is what you're doing on a regular basis, right? I just needed to create the KPI for it. So now we can track it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't have to necessarily track that task. Right. I can track the KPI, right? So for instance, we have a KPI of 20 podcasts a week, right? So now we know, and in Bloom Growth, if their job is to invite these people to get them on the podcast, they're either in the red or they're in the green.
Amen.
And you can tell all like that's their scorecard.
So
and bro, like it was a game changer, because then at that point, when we start bringing somebody on, we're like, oh, what's their job? Their job is to hit these KPIs. And if they're not hitting their KPIs, then they're not doing their job.
Well, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some steroids into it. So zoom in for a second here.
Please.
on what I'm about to tell you. When I have an entrepreneur that is fixated on their hourly productivity, so like, I'm going to buy them for 40 hours a week. What if they only work 33? How do I know they're working their 40? I already know these people do not have KPIs or standard operating procedures.
Right.
Because the value that they get from the employee is the hourly working and not the execution of the ultimate goal, which is 20 podcasts. If I find an employee that can get me my 20 podcasts and it takes them 5 hours, but I paid them for 40,
I'm still getting my KPI.
I'm getting my KPIs. Now, oh, well, they did it in 5 hours, not 40. Well, now we need to figure out another 35 hours because they're super efficient. They figured out a magical way of doing it. Now we got to adjust and give them some more tasks. But the point is, you don't hire people to work for you hourly. You hire people to meet your KPIs.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this yet?
Yeah.
Come on, give it to me. There it is. All right. So yeah, no, 100%, man. I really love talking about like the operational end of businesses. You know, I love sales and marketing, but I really do love to geek out about, operations and how to strategize about doing that.
Mhm.
Is that something that you guys with Virtrify do as a service?
We had to, Armando, because check this out. If I find you loose, and I'm like, Luz, this is Armando. We're done. I found you loose. Why do I need to stay in the middle? Why don't you just take on loose and I take a hike and go somewhere else and just keep doing that over and over? My what I had to change, because that was happening. It was happening where clients weren't finding value in us. They found us value at the beginning, but then why continued? Why do I got to keep paying you and then you pay loose? So I challenged my team and I said, guys, right now we're a people-based business and we need to be a process-based business. We need to sell our clients on the fact that we help them develop processes, scalable growth processes. They are not buying an employee from us. They are buying processes. We happen to stick an employee into their process. And that employee could be either replaceable or moved to another, and we bring another employee and stick them into that and move this person to another piece of the machine. We are helping our clients build growth machines, scale and growth machines, which is why we take it all the way to, it's called a harvesting process. Let's say Armando, well, let's take personal injury lawyers because we know that space so well. They are always needing intake specialists. The more marketing they do, the more intake guys they need. So I have to have a harvesting process over here of people that are pre-trained, pre-vetted, pre-interviewed. So when I get the call, hey, I need 3 tomorrow. We got okay, cool. I got you. When you don't have standard operating procedures, when you don't have processes for training, I can't perform in that way. So I have to be a processes-based company. I have to sell the entrepreneur that I'm going to find you employees. Sure, that's why you called me. You called me because you want an employee. But I'm going to tell you what you really need. I know you want an employee, but I'm going to tell you what you really need. What you really need is to build a business that's based on processes so that then I can find you an effective employee that you're going to be happy with.
I love that so much. Harvesting them already. Let's talk about something that I fought for a long time, and I'll give credit to you. Because you told me, you were like, you said, Armando, to niche down. You need to niche down. I think at least 8 years ago you told me that. 8, something like that. And I was like, nah. In November of last year, we said, all right, let's go ahead and focus on attorneys, right? Just go focus on attorneys. We grew 1,287%.
Amazing. Congratulations to you. Is there a way I can thumbs up here? Do I get that ability too?
Thumb
Like
it.
little emojis?
Yeah. Do you have a Mac?
No, man. Come on. Who has a Mac? Come
Bro,
on.
I thought you were a Mac guy.
No way, bro.
Look at the cool stuff I can do.
No way. There's got to be a setting here where I get cool emojis.
Wait, hold on.
No.
I
want this. This isn't a StreamYard thing.
I don't know. It does it on Google Meet and it does it on StreamYard. It used to do it on Zoom, but Zoom doesn't do it anymore for some reason. Anyway, I'm gonna give credit to you. 1,287%, because I want to talk about niching down specifically and how easy it is when you figure it out, just like you're talking about, right? If you're focused on PI and you and the entire company is going, hey guys, we're now servicing PI, and harvesting is going to be PI focused. Now, when somebody comes in, how much easier is it to like just create everything that it's just like plug and play for us?
Well, actually, you're not creating. That's the thing. You're creating once.
Create it once, and then you do
just
it
create it once.
Hallelujah.
It's one proposal. It's one price. It's one system.
100%. We have a $20,000 client journey. It's a 30 video client journey that we did for a PI attorney, right? And I was sitting with Justin Chopin, who's our PI attorney that we work with in New Orleans, and I gave it to him for free. I said, look, this is what I'm gonna do. You're gonna sit with me for like, and we spent 3 months like just mapping out, like meticulously mapping out the PI client journey. And I gave him the videos for free. And I was like, this is what I need. I ended up closing at an 8-figure firm conference, like 2 of those, like within a day. And the scripts were already written. The map, the client journey map was already processed. So it was just plug and play, right? Like I had already done the work ahead of time. So, and I tell my clients this all the time. I'm like, guys, niche it down. If you're an attorney and you're doing estate planning and then family law and then PI, I'm like, nah, you can't do it.
And look, I'm gonna go spiritual on you because I can. This is a biblical mandate for us to niche down. How do you expect to serve your client at the highest capacity, the highest level, if one day you're pulling teeth and the next day you're doing heart surgery? You can't. You're a heart surgeon, and in fact, if you're going to be a heart surgeon, you need to start to specialize. Are you going to do diabetic hearts? In fact, you need a super duper hyper micro niche type 2 diabetes heart surgery. This is how we have to go. Each of us, we are commanded to serve. The value that we create is going to increase exponentially as to the amount of depth that we're willing to serve our clients.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I mean, it was so mind-blowing. It's that space that you live in when you're holding on, right? And you just want it, and you're so scared to let go. Yeah. Because you're like, well, if I let go, then I'm letting go of that, and I'm letting go of this.
That's our greed taking over, our ego, our pride. There's so many things taking over there. And look, you and I went back and forth because you said, you challenged me. Say, hey, Alex, but you're not niching down. And the thing I have to explain to people is that when you're in staffing, you actually have 2 clients. I have Armando, but Luz is also my client. Luz, your virtual team member, she's also my client because I'm serving her, right? I'm the one paying her. So at the beginning of this journey of Virtrify, when I knew that I needed to break it off from my branding, I called a guy that I knew, my client, he's Venezuelan, because I said, I want to recruit exclusively from Venezuela. I saw what they were going through, but I also knew that they are the most professional, the most bilingual, the most best English speaking. All of the kids culturally are encouraged to even get their master's degree. Like here in the US, we want our kids to go to college. In Venezuela, they want their kids to get a master's. It's a cultural thing. I don't know where they got it from, but everyone there is a professional. And I knew this and I understood it. I saw it in the virtual team members that were on my own team. So I made a decision, contrary to what even my team members, because they were like, oh, but we can't all put our eggs in one basket. We have to be diversified. Listen, I didn't have to do that. Venezuela did that to themselves. They started moving to Argentina, to Spain. I don't know where Luz lives, but
she lives in Argentina.
There you go. They moved. So I didn't have to diversify. The people of Venezuela diversified, but I niched down because if I was going to find the best talent for you, I couldn't have talent sourcing in Argentina, which is very different than talent sourcing in Paraguay, which is completely different than talent sourcing in Colombia, which is absolutely different than talent sourcing in Venezuela. You've got to get to know the colleges. You got to get to know the job fairs. You got to get deep into the one country so that you can find and create a 8,000 person database. I'm at 8,000 people right now, Armando. 8,000 people in Venezuela that want to work. Right. So in a staffing space, you can also niche down, and it's by what country are you going to come from, and that's sort of the niche that I picked way at the beginning. Now we are working to partner with people to launch various verticals in the United States, where Virtrify will go into law, construction, etc. But because I understand that even niching down on this end is extremely valuable.
Yeah, no, for sure. Tell me a story of somebody that you guys started working with, besides me, that you helped and you saw their transformation.
Yeah, there is a serial entrepreneur. He's got several businesses within one vertical, and this guy had an insatiable appetite to own various businesses in this one vertical because he could make money so many ways from one single client. So he hires a COO who happens to be a friend of mine, and that COO takes over in December of last year. He calls me and says, Alex, I've been seeing all your posts. I've been seeing you've got virtual staffing. I've been tasked to help launch each of these companies, and he helped grow each of these companies. So he wasn't just a COO of one. He had to be in several different companies. And he's like, I'm gonna build it all virtually because I want a core team here in the US in our main office, but everyone else I want to build virtually. And I want to partner with you in order to do that because I've been tasked to do this quickly, like yesterday. And so within a day or two, I had a big, huge plan created. Thank you, ChatGPT. And within days, we were already recruiting. Within a week, we were already staffed up. And within 3 months, we were already at $60,000 in recurring revenue, which is about, let's say, 20 employees, cranking on all cylinders. And that's to say that to a COO, we are a powerful, powerful weapon. To a COO who's been tasked to launch various initiatives and do it in a cost-saving and timely manner, we are a secret weapon because I can have people staffed up in 3 to 7 days. And now they are growing tremendously. We continue to grow with them, and that relationship is flourishing into something even more amazing that we'll talk about on a different podcast.
Yeah, man, I love it. How do they find you?
So I am we don't market. I've been building relationships for 20 years, and I'm part of BNI. I'm part of the gym. I'm part of church. I'm out there. I network. So I am what's called a network marketer. I'd say 90% of my business is just from people that I've met along the journey. And this COO, we went to CrossFit together back in, say, 2012, maybe. And then he became a nightclub manager, and I started doing my parties at his nightclub. So through the relationship of CrossFit and through the relationship of Jose's Hands, we were able to get to know each other in a working relationship. And he called me and he chose me. He had other choices. I'm not the only guy doing virtual staffing. He had other choices. Sure. But because we had nurtured that relationship for so long, he chose me. Network marketing is a tremendous tool that all of us entrepreneurs need to not fully rely on, but certainly I would venture to say, Armando, even for you, your biggest clients didn't come because they clicked on a Google link. I already know it. They came because of relationships that you've built.
100%. I'll tell you, my podcast has brought in 90% of my business.
Yeah.
90% of my business. Oh, my dog's going to go crazy. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You need to calm down. Hey, can you put him in the room? Thank you. My dog's insane. He's got the lawn care guys outside. So yeah, no, 90% of our clients have come as a direct result of being on the podcast or referrals from people that were on the podcast.
Same.
So yeah, networking for us is is just key. It's
is.
So where can they find you? They find Virtrify.com. Where's
Virtrify? Virtrify. It's like it's a word that I invented. I was in branding. So I invented a word. I wanted a word that had some action behind it. Also has the word virtual in it. So to virtrify, VIRTRIFY, to virtrify your company is to take your existing operations and to build a virtual team to support its growth.
Nice. Should I use like Ledukify or like Podcastify?
Those exist already, brother. If you didn't buy those domains, someone already did.
Did they? I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna find out.
Ledukify.
You've been
Ledukified.
Yeah.
We gotta use that sometime, bro.
I'm gonna get some t-shirts made. Right? Like you've been pimped. Remember Pimp My Ride and be like, oh
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys reach out to Alex. I highly recommend the company. Obviously, we are clients and love it. We've got a lot more things planned for this relationship. So
yes, we do.
Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate your business friendship. And if you guys are looking for virtual staffing and high quality people, reach out to Alex and Virtrify.
Man, thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. And that was Spaghetti on the Wall, brought to you by Leduc Entertainment. For all of your production needs, podcasts, videos, we got you. Keep listening, keep watching, and we'll see y'all next time.